Hello everybody, I'm about to do another video's diary. If you'd like to find out a little bit more about me, then do please stay tuned. Before I get started on my tale, I would like to remind everyone that I have been in recovery since 1997. I lived some kind of life before then, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. But I did want to remind you that I felt the touch of our Master's hand in 1997, and I was set free from my addiction. So just remember that in the back of your mind while you're watching this video diary. After my brother was killed, run over and killed, my mom left with me and my brother and went to hide out. I didn't know at the time. I was 12 when my brother was killed. He was 7. My mom took me and my youngest brother. I had 3 brothers. One had cerebral palsy. I was the oldest. The next one had cerebral palsy. Then the next one is the one that got killed, and then there was a younger brother, my little brother. So she took all of us to Kentucky to hide out from my dad, but I didn't know that was what she was doing at the time until I became an adult. My dad had threatened my mom with taking over custody of us children since my brother had got run over and killed in the street. And he took her to court to fight her. And whenever we had to come back to Alabama for court, I remember it being about 2 weeks long, and all of my family members from both sides were there, and they were more or less in that courtroom crucifying each other. Near the end of it all, the judge called me and my brother into his chambers and asked us what we wanted. Where did we want to live? And I told him that I would like to live with my father, except for the summer. I would like to live with my mother. 3 months in the summer, but the rest of the time I'd like to live with my father. I hated my stepdad, is why I did it at the age of 12. At the age of 12, I told that judge I did not want to live with my mom anymore because I hated my stepfather, and he wasn't a pedophile or anything like that, but ever since he had come into my mom's life, you know, she had started partying, and there was all kind of riffraff coming in and out of our house, and he was just his nickname was Snake. So I didn't like my stepdad at all, so I wanted to go live with my dad, but I didn't even really know my dad. I didn't even meet my dad till I was 6 years old. My mom didn't want him around, so I met him when I was 6, and I had only seen him, you know, I don't know. It's hard for me to remember. Very, very difficult for me to put the years together, but I do remember I thought my dad was a blonde-headed, blue-eyed man, and come to find out it was my dead brother's dad that I was remembering, another stepdad. So when I met my dad at 6, I thought I'd met the wrong person. But anywho, Dad got custody of us. The judge granted what I desired. But my mom never found out about that till later on in life, that I was the one that decided where we were going to live. And I don't know if I made a mistake or not. I really don't know. My aunt and cousins become my family then here in Gadsden, Alabama. I don't live in Gadsden, but that's where I lived at the time. Dad brought us to Gadsden to live. And my aunt watched us most of the time while he worked and got us to school and back from school and so on and so forth. And it was a very trying time in my life from the age of 12 to 15. I was sneaking around smoking cigarettes, and at the age of 15, I lost my virginity. And I lost my virginity to my stepbrother, my stepdad's son. He had come in to visit when I was 15. And we started fooling around, and it just happened. It wasn't enjoyable or anything like that. It was awkward and weird, and it was a long time before I would have sex again. I met my other stepbrother. The thing of it is the guy that I ended up marrying was once my cousin through marriage. My mama's brother was married to his mother. Well, they divorced, and she started seeing my dad. They started dating, and they fell in love with one another and wed. But I had known my husband to be my whole life, as far back as I can remember. I used to chase him around when we were young kids, trying to put wigs on his head and stuff, wigs that I had found at my grandmother's in the attic. So I had known my husband to be my whole life. And my dad and his mother got married, and then we just fell in love with one another later on, and it couldn't be helped. It was out of our hands. It was in the hands of someone else. And a year and a half after my dad and his mother married, we started seeing one another secretively. We would skip school and be together. One day we were skipping school, and I heard this car fly up to the Pinto that we were in at the park fooling around. And it was his mother and my dad. The school had called the house and told them that I had skipped like 25 days in a row. And I was butt naked in the back of a Pinto. Butt naked. And so was he, but he had time to get his shorts on before they actually made it to the car. But I didn't have time to put anything on. But Dad crawled up in the back and slapped me as hard as he could and told me I was just like my mother. I didn't know what he meant by it at the time. I was only 15. I had just caught having sex with the second person that I ever had sex with. And I was in love with this man, and I told him I loved him and whatever, and they couldn't believe that we were in love. They said it was puppy love, and it was a big to-do, and they sent him to live in Birmingham, and I stayed in Gadsden, but my mom lived in Birmingham, so when I'd go on visitation down to Mother's, I would see him. There was no keeping us apart. It was meant to be. And I'm going to stop right there. I've been talking for 8 minutes. Everybody be safe, be kind to one another, and I will pick up where I left off at in Video Diaries number 3. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a wonderful day today.